Hey guys, it's Doody Conrad1 and welcome back to another Minecraft video. So today we're going to be looking through an awesome castle for the contest again. Came in 4th place, and this one was by LegoCat, Biggles13, the Borojack007, and Planet TeamSpeak. This was built on the Dakiacraft server, so for those of you that want to go visit this, I'm not sure what the warp is, but if one of you knows the warp to this on the server, go ahead and let me know in the comments below, and I will put the warp into the description below so you can go check it out for yourself and the IP to their server and such so that you can check out this awesome castle. Because right now I am on a single player world. It was provided for download, and but yeah, pretty cool. So we're right now going through the dock districts. Now, we did not judge the castle for its surroundings. However, the surroundings did make it look a lot better. I mean, if you know the cinematic and such, makes it look so much better to have this little town on the side and all this stuff going on. So, but anyways, between Lego, Biggles, the Borjacks, and Planet TeamSpeak, you all did a great job on this. I've really enjoyed exploring through it. The thing that I like the most about this build is the interiors and mechanisms you have come up with. All the interiors and details. But the problem is that it blends together so much. Like, you don't know what you're seeing, and that is one of the issues of, that's one of my issues about the build, is just I don't know what's going on. I just feel so overwhelmed by stuff, and like there's just stuff everywhere. I feel like it was a bit over detailed, however, still in the same time, it works. And it still got 4th place, so they did score high in the contest, and they did very well. So but yeah, I definitely enjoyed this build. It's a beautiful build, lots of neat things, and you can just kind of fly around this and just find all kinds of neat things that would be helpful to you, hopefully, when you're building. It looks like they were going off a little bit of a, no, I don't know, I'm not gonna say anything like what it looks like, but I was gonna say it looks kind of like a Skellige style, but it's not. So anyway, weather clear. Alright, so hopefully that'll clear it up. There we go. And now we're back to some nice clear weather so we can see everything. So here we have a dry dock. Now, something again that I noticed that this would actually work here. But yeah, dry docks, in order to function correctly, they need tides in order to work. So like this water would have to be, it would have to go down a good bit, and then they would push it open, and it would slowly fill up, and then they would have to push the whole boat out and everything. But that doesn't matter. That's like a subject for another time. Doesn't matter. Still, it's a cool dry dock. Really like it. Pretty cool. I have no idea though, so I don't know much about dry docks and mechanisms and how they did it. I really need to do some more research and that kind of stuff. So here we have a smoke room where they would smoke some meat. Looks like they have a lot of fish in here that they're smoking. The smoke really adds in a nice flavor. And then here they're drying some fish. Lots of flies around. Yeah, I think they a little overdone it on flies. Like just right here, you can just see all these flies. Like right here. You can see flies there, you can see flies there, there are flies everywhere. I guess it kind of makes sense for maybe it's a hotter climate and there's just swarms of flies all over the place. And also, like, these docks are way over detailed, but it is what it is. They did it for a reason, I guess, and it works, and that's just how it is. So now we're going to go through here. We're going to see what there is to see. We got several houses, several interiors to see. We don't really want to focus too much on the town because, again, this is not what the video is about. We're going up to Tornpike Castle, and that is going to be the main focus of this video. So anyways, let's go ahead and get a sky view of the build. So this here is the surrounding village, town. It's a village. And then, so we're actually going to go ahead and just walk up the road and up to the castle. So this is Tornpike Village, and this is going up to Tornpike Castle. So we're going to go ahead and make a nice jog, get our exercise in as we are running up the hill, getting a nice ab workout in. By now we are heaving over trying to catch our breath. So here we have a fighting pit. So this is where the men of the castle and the village would fight out their differences, or maybe they have someone come that needs to prove themselves, and they have to prove themselves through fighting, and so that's what that's there for. So we have lots of little rivers, and not rivers, but lots of little streams and rivulets coming down from the mountains as the snow up top, or maybe springs are bringing down water. So now we come back to the stinky, or come by the stinky portion. This here is the gallows where they would, or even there's a guillotine there too. So this is the executioner's place. So when you walk past this, you know not to cause problems here. Otherwise, you might be missing something if you do cause problems. So we're going to go ahead and do a quick fly around and make some comments on certain portions of this castle. So again, when you look at this, it just feels very scattered. Like the detail is overwhelming. And that's one part that sort of was its downfall as far as the judging categories is. Yeah, it just felt very over detailed in a way. But the interiors are great. I love the interiors. But anyways, so we come through here. So this is the Barbican. It looks like you have to get first through this first gate. Once you get through there, you got like a little causeway, and you're looking over a little ditch and such. And then you gotta get through there, and then you're into the main castle, and then there's some more gates and such. And this is still the path that we're following. You get through another gate there, and another gate, and then you get through this drawbridge, and it brings you over to here. And this is where the main keep is right now. It looks like it used to be up here, but through time, maybe something happened where the foundations, the foundations gave way, or maybe it was attacked. Who knows? There's a lot of possibilities as to why that keep might be obliterated as it is, but there is this keep over here. It looks like the final stand of the castle. And then another cool thing is it has these little towers heading out on these sort of pillars of rock coming out of the sea. Thought that was really cool. And then we have a octopus here, a giant octopus. Looks like a kraken coming out of the water. And there's also lots of signs that they worship this kraken, or like the kraken is the god of this place or something. I don't know. But besides that, we're going to be looking at the castle. So anyways, here is another tower heading out. Lots of little defensive features and such all around. Also, there is a trebuchet here. A pretty neat design, if I must say so myself. It looks pretty interesting. Looks like this is where the pouch for the rock would be, and then they would swing it over, and it would go way out to sea at the target of opportunity, being an enemy ship. But yeah, I thought that was a cool idea. Trebuchets, catapults, that's pretty interesting. I like that. So then there's also a few ballistas around, if we can search for them. Where are they? There's one right here, and there's others elsewhere. But again, this is a pretty good defense mechanism to shoot out at any enemies that might be storming the castle, etc. So anyways, we're gonna go back down to the ground and try to walk across this and try to explore as much as we can. However, we don't want this video to go too long. Under 30 minutes is preferable, so that is what we're going to do. So I'm gonna turn on some different shaders and a little bit lighter in here. So this here is the stables. This is where all the horses would be stored or kept during while they're not needed. It looks like we have a lot of hay down here. Now the problem with having hay underground is it would get wet quick. I'm not sure though. Someone tell me in the comments if having hay underground is a good idea. Typically I've always thought that hay was best stored above ground. I mean, that's how I've always known it, but I guess I don't know. I guess it could stay dry underground. Someone tell me below, what do you guys think? So here we have a kennel, a place where a guard dog can be right behind there, sitting and, trying to keep the would-be enemies out. And then anyone walking past would be like, oh boy, don't want to cause any problems here again, because he might get eaten by a dog. So not only might you be hanged and your head cut off, you can also be your entrails eaten out by a dog. So we move on into the castle a little bit more. We have a portcullis here, and very nice. They have a system to open it and close it. We have a couple murder holes here. I like all the defensive features. Then we get through, and then this here is the main gate, I think. Yes, this is the main gate to get into the inside of the castle. And then we got a few chickens in here. Looks like a little chicken coop, little chicken heads. That's cute. And a couple chickens around doing their thing. But yeah, King Rowan, leader of the rebellion. So I imagine the reason why this, I guess this is, I think that the, this was once, held by a tyrannical lord, and then the rebellion rose up and decided it was time to be gone with the evil things that this evil tyrannical leader was doing. So that's why I guess why this castle is sort of broken down and disheveled. It's been sieged and destroyed and attacked and blown to bits. So I imagine that's probably why we are exploring through this. But anyway, so there is a lot of different interiors in here. I've explored through a lot. However, I cannot say I've explored through it all. And probably there's a lot of parts that I haven't explored. However, if we find any closed doors, that means I have not gone through it. Now, there were some open doors even before I joined the world, but there is a lot of open doors now because I have explored and tried to find everything. I didn't want to miss anything, and so that is what we're going to try to do, is find any closed doors as we are exploring through this. And I'm going to try to show you guys all the different things. There is a lot to it, so I'm probably not going to be able to explore it all. So that is going to be as it is, and hopefully that I'll be able to make this as a complete show through as I can without making this video absolutely huge. So this leads down to the cellars down below. I guess we can kind of go through here a little bit. First, there's some neat ideas down here. First of all, they got some flour storage, grain storage, etc. Very important. Having grain like this is a really neat idea, and it makes it so that you have some dry. I guess it's okay actually to have hay underground because they have flour underground, and flour needs to stay dry. So yeah, I guess that would work. So that answers that question. So here we have some beer or mead or something of that sort. These little racks. I like the crisscross shape. That looks really cool. So then we come in here. We got lots of pantry space for all kinds of food. We got fish, and we got some cabbage, and we got some, looks like, I guess these are potatoes or maybe muffins. Who knows? There's a lot of possibilities for that. And then we got some wine. There's a ton of stuff down here. Just trust me. If you want to explore it, again, follow the warp that's in the description below if it's there. I hope there is a warp. So here's a cold room where they would store lots of their raw food that needs to stay cold. So, meat and fish and stuff like that. Really neat. So we're going to try to head back up now so we don't get stuck down there. I'm going to actually head back outside because what I want to find is the larger rooms. I need to remember how to get there because it's been a while that I've explored this. But anyway, we're going to go down into here. And so this here is the audience chamber. Yes. So this is where the throne is. And then we have the faces. I think that's Velocity, me, and Monsterfish's head. We're having a party up there. But as you can see, this looks like a octopus here. That's, all the tendrils, all the tentacles coming out, and the eyes of fire. So it looks like they worship the octopus or something, and like it's their mascot of war, something like that. But anyway, neat little audience chamber. I like that. It's pretty neat. Pretty neat. I want to find that bathhouse. I found a bathhouse in here somewhere, and I really want to find that because it's a really neat idea. Oh, good. Okay, back to our regularly scheduled programming. After navigating through the end a little bit, I finally realized that I could just do the command kill all, and I would be returned back to here. So anyways, That was interesting. So let's go ahead and get back to what we're doing. So I want to get into that bath chamber. I know it's on this side somewhere. We're just gonna blast through the glass and find it. It's just like a big glass thing, or is it on this side? Where is it? Where is it? It's somewhere in here. It's somewhere. Maybe is it here? No, it's down low. Oh goodness. This is making me look stupid. I can't find it. I'll be right back. Turns out I was looking in the complete wrong area. But anyway, it's right in there. And so now let's go ahead and try to figure out how to get in there. There's so much interior to this place. Like just in that little segment where I skipped out, I explored through a lot of this castle trying to find it. And I found a lot of things that I have not yet found. This castle is full of stuff. Like there is just stuff everywhere. But anyway, before we go, actually no, this is the bathhouse here. So here we got the red and white floor, really cool, and this here is the bathhouse. I really like this. I think it's a really beautiful design. As you can see, we have the quartz sort of pillars, a little bit of an arched roof, and then the water is really deep. Now, one comment I have about this is the water should only be 1 block deep, because people would have wanted to come in here and sit, because this looks like a nice steamy bath. You know, they don't want to swim, they just want to sit and, you know, kind of just be in there. Like maybe if you really want a deep portion, maybe make it on just one side and then keep the other side sort of, you know, shallower, but whatever. Still, it works, looks neat, I like it. But yeah, so now our goal is to try to find some more stuff in this castle. There's so much to see. So many interiors, like they have a theater, an apothecary, I think I don't know, I haven't found the torture chamber yet. I'm sure there is one. There's a whole ton of stuff in here. There's just, you know, everywhere you find stuff. Like here's a kitchen for this side. See, we're on the other keep right now. We are on the, I think, yeah, the keep of the castle right here. I actually haven't explored through much of this portion of the castle, I don't think. I've mainly explored through over here on this section, and there's a lot to see over here, so that's what we're going to try to do, is try to see what there is to see. We have already seen the audience chamber, so we're going to go up a little bit and try to explore a little more down this way and see if we can find anything. So yeah, it looks like this here is the theater. As you guys can see, it's a place where you know, productions would be held, and you know, to entertain the populace of the castle so that they have something to do and watch and everything. So anyway, that's a pretty cool thing. I like that a lot. Really neat. And then we go over this way and there is nothing. But yeah, pretty cool. Let's see if we can find something else. Alright, so we found some more interesting interior up here, some things to look at. We got some little bits of rooms and such things like that around. And then we're going to go ahead and head up these stairs real fast and see what there is up here. Looks like a pretty small interior, nothing really much, but this here is actually the Treasury and the Master of Coin. So this is where the Master of Coin would be. Nothing really back there, just a room. And then this here is the Treasury, a place where the gold and silver and diamonds and emeralds and things of that nature would be stored so that they can pay the wages of the soldiers and buy things and, you know, spices and exotic goods. Here we got a couple chamber pots. That's cool. All kind of in the same room. And whoops, okay, close that door. So let's keep looking through and let's try to find our way back down. I don't think there's anything really. Oh yeah, there is the rookery up here. That's an interesting thing. I like to see the rookery. The rookery is always a neat thing to explore. It's up a stairs like this, so let's try to find another stair like that. It looks like this here is a scriptorium, or no, not a scriptorium. Looks like just like a place to sit. I don't know. It looks like an office and then like a table. So what is this? The royal families. Okay, so this is the quote-unquote library, small little place to do your thing. Okay, so this is actually the maester's room right here. This is where the maester would do his thing and study the stars and make calculations and research certain things. And this is where the maester would send his messages across the world in order to keep in touch with the goings-ons and inform others of maybe Tornpike is under attack and they need assistance from the neighboring kingdom, and they send a crow to plea for help with a message attached to its claw, or what is it called? Its talon, foot. What is a bird's foot called? Like, is there a certain word for it? I'm pretty sure there was. I don't know. But yeah, so we're going to keep looking through here. I need to find my way back down. This is extremely confusing. We're just going to go down these stairs right here, and we're going to destroy that, and we're going to go out here. Okay, so now what we're going to do is try to find interiors from the big windows. So I'm just going to go through here. We already seen that window. So this here looks like the chapel, and it looks like I could have easily just come in through this side. Or no, there's not. Never mind. But yeah, this here is the chapel, and it is the... Whoa. What just happened? Okay. That was weird. Okay, so I put the glass... That is weird. So I press F1 with glass and these shaders, and it makes everything go black. That is really, really weird. But anyway, F1. Okay. I forgot. So we're going to go ahead and just try to explore a little bit for... Sometimes priests get tired of celibacy. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so anyways, so we're going to keep moving on and see what else there is to see and find some interesting interiors. I guess we haven't seen the Great Hall yet, so yeah, let's go ahead and head in there. Let's head in this interior right here. I'm turned to the route of just destroying my way through, or blasting my way through, so that I can get into these interiors and see what there is to see. But we need to go this way, so we're going to go ahead and do that. And look at that, we are in the interior now. I'm sorry guys for destroying your castle, but yeah, I'm just kind of trying to make my way through so that I can see everything. I don't want to destroy through the windows, because the windows are nice windows. So here is the dining / feast hall where they would all eat, drink, and you know, a lot of the daily business of a castle would be held in these chambers in a place like this, because, you know, eating and drinking was a very staple thing in at least most cultures, and it still is. You know, when you want to meet somebody, you want to, you know, go over for dinner or meet them at dinner, or, you want to go over to your parents for dinner. You know, it's always for dinner, it seems to be like, or for eating, you know, for lunch. You never kind of meet and go, okay, well, let's go throw the frisbee and then we're done. You know, it's always food involved, and that's the cool thing about culture is, you know, yeah, food. Everybody likes food. If you don't like food, something's wrong with you. Something is wrong with you. So let's keep going through, and I think honestly that's really all that we have time for to really look through, because there's a ton more to see. There's a ton of stuff in this castle. And I'm sorry to disappoint you guys, but, you know, I just don't think that it's going to be possible for us to actually explore through this castle fully without making this video an hour long or even more, which I really don't feel like sitting here for an hour and looking through an interior and talking and trying to be entertaining or attempting to be entertaining. So, but yeah. Let's just try to find one more thing, I guess. So this here looks like a great hall, or not a great hall, but a audience chamber for this side. So we're gonna go in here real fast, and so yeah, it's a chapel. Okay, so it's a chapel in here. We got a little bell, and then looks like the place where the priest would tend to his flock from up above, and yeah, that's pretty cool. So anyways, yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is Tornpike Castle by Lego Kits, Biggles, the Borojacks, and Planet TeamSpeak. Good job to you guys. You did a great job on the castle. Had some neat details and such. Overdone in details in my opinion, but that is a matter of taste, I think. But still, it's very difficult to make out certain things. Like, you can only make out the tops of the towers. So that's how you know it's a castle, of course. Otherwise, it's just like you feel like you're in super secret settings, and you're like, you gotta turn your head or something to see it. But anyways, it's really cool. I really enjoyed the interiors. I really enjoyed the different details, and it's a lot of fun to explore. It really was. And yeah, congratulations to you guys for finishing this. And there's actually probably more to this now. Now that you know, they probably still worked on it some more. This road probably goes somewhere. It's on a big custom world, so there's lots of ways all over the place to get everywhere, so that's a cool thing. But thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys on the next one. Don't forget that I have a Facebook and Twitter you guys can follow me on in order to stay connected with me. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. That shows me that you guys want to see more, and that keeps it so that I'm on this thing and doing it more and more. So more videos, or more likes, more subscribes equals more videos, and more comments too. Comments are very definitely very uplifting. I like to see your guys' comments. So yeah, that's that. So thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Till then, bye bye.